Welcome in, guys, to another Division 2 video. This is your boy JustCMTexx. I'm back and we're going to go ahead and go over another build. This is my tank build. Build is pretty strong, man. And normally with this build, people normally go with, all blues, but I got a little bit of a modification to the build and I think it's working out very well. I've been using it on a lot of my heroic stuff. I've been also using it on a lot of things. It's legendary as well too, so you can pretty much tank everything, and as you'll see within the gameplay, you can pretty much run through the entire thing no problem and stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. The feature of this build, we're gonna go ahead and look at the fire starter, which is what we're going to be running. The fire starter is going to give us the shield bonuses that we are going to be able to need in order to be able to maximize the benefits of this build. So we are running the fire starter as our signature weapon. And next we're going to talk about the sledger. The sledger is just a submachine gun I picked up. The secondary weapon really doesn't matter, but I am using it because I like it. And what happens is whenever I switch to it, I got SMG damage, critical hit chance, health damage on there. And when I hit headshots, it confuses the enemy. So when I'm in like a really tough situation, switch from the chameleon, switch over and be able to get a little bit of status damage on those enemies, and it seems to work out pretty well. Now, with that being said, the feature weapon of this build is the chameleon. The chameleon is absolutely strong, and my chameleon is not even maxed out. Once I max it out, it's going to be even stronger. But we got assault rifle damage, health damage, critical hit chance on there. And the reason why the chameleon is so strong is because of this adaptive instincts. It recently received a buff, I think maybe a season or two ago. But anyway, besides that, it is very strong. So with the adaptive instincts, hitting headshots grant 20% critical hit chance and plus 50% critical hit damage. Hitting 65 body shots grants 90% critical hit damage. Hitting leg shots grants 150% reload speed, and buff refreshes when out of combat. So when you're out of combat, this buff is going to refresh, and this is really good. And the chameleon also too come with a 50 round mag. Assault rifles really don't have a pretty big mags, you know what I mean? So like I think in between like 30 and 40 is typical range that I see for assault rifle. So a 50 round mag is really going to help out with building up those stacks that you're going to need in order for you to get your adaptive instincts. Now, with that being said, we have obviously a 4-piece of Foundry Bulwarks here, and with the Foundry Bulwarks, it's going to give you that total armor regen and plus 50% shield. And whenever you or your shield takes damage, 25% of that amount is repaired to both. Okay, so you and your shield is going to constantly be receiving repairs because you are going to be in the thick of battle. As you can see within the gameplay video and footage, I am in the heat of the battle. I'm not running. We're not behind cover. We are up front, up close and personal. And you also see the overshield and stuff coming in. And we're going to talk about where that overshield comes from and how this plays perfectly into the build. This build is a little bit different than the normal build that you would normally see. So we have the Foundry Bulwark there for the mask. On the mask, I have armor, critical hit damage, and protection from elites. Now, obviously, you can farm countdown to be able to get some max rolls. I don't have max rolls, and you can see what I'm doing without the max rolls and the gameplay footage. But if you don't want to do critical hit damage, because I just wanted to add it a little bit more to that, you can also do headshot damage here as well too. And if you don't want to do damage at all, you want to go just straight absolute tank, there's another method that you can use here by putting hazard protections as well too. And I'll probably show that in another build video where you just simply have protection everywhere and you are even more invincible. So obviously my proficiency rank is only rank 3. I don't have it to rank 10 yet. So this lets you know just how much stronger this build is going to get as it progresses. So this is the mask. On to the legs here. So we got the Foundry legs, and I have armor and critical hit damage. We also have the Foundry Bulwark gloves, where we have the armor and critical hit damage. And then I have the Foundry Bulwark knee pads where we have armor and critical hit damage. Now, one of the main features of this build is the chest piece, which is the Lancer chest plate system piece, the Bellstone armor piece, and we're running two-piece Bellstone, which gives us armor regen and armor on kill. We want as much armor as we possibly can because remember, we are up in enemies' faces and we are tanking as much damage as we possibly can. So that is going to be extremely important. So we do have a little bit of hazard protection here, and we have headshot damage and critical hit chance. And on the chest plate, we have Intimidate. While you have bonus armor, gain 1 stack each second up to a max of 9. Each stack increases weapon damage by 4% to enemies within 10 meters. All stacks are lost when you have no bonus armor. So what's going to happen is you are going to constantly be receiving bonus armor. As you can see in the video, I am constantly getting that bonus armor, which is going to constantly proc Intimidate, which is going to constantly give us that extra weapon damage that we're going to need. That's just going to allow you to be able to shred, whether you're up close or if you're playing a little bit of distance but out of cover. So this is what we have for our chest piece. And the feature of this piece here that we are running is the Bellstone Armory backpack, which is the Liquid Engineer. All right, so we have the armor regen, we have the armor on kill, but this backpack comes with, as we can see here, the perfect blood suckers. So killing an enemy adds and refreshes a stack of 12% plus 12% bonus armor for 10 seconds. So when we kill an enemy, this is where we are kicking in, getting that bonus armor from as well. Now, if you didn't want to run the Bellstone with a perfect bloodsucker, you can be able to switch this out and put the Memento on. So the moment that you grab a trophy, you can be able to get the bonus armor. So you can do that as well too. That is an alternative, but we constantly run the Memento. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to try something different, something a little bit more sexy. And on top of that, this gives us that 4,925 armor regen. We have critical hit chance. And even more importantly, we have that plus 13% protection from elites. You are definitely going to need that protection from elites in order for you to be able to tank as much damage as you possibly can. Now, with that protection from elites, we're going to go ahead and look at the modifiers that we have, because the season modifiers are really good. So we are obviously running assault because why? We want the weapon damage as much as possible. So that is going to help us out there within inside the build. Next, we are running loaded up. So the plus 25% critical hit chance values added as critical hit damage while you at tier 5 armor. You're constantly going to be proccing the tier 5 armor, which is going to give you that additional critical hit damage. As you can see within the video, we are absolutely shredding, and that is because we have so much damage coming in from the chameleon and the modifier as well when it goes off. Next, we have extra padding, protection from elites. Why? Because we need to be protected from the elites, or else they will absolutely annihilate us. So we got the protection from elites going there. And then while at tier 3, both firearms and stamina, we're going to gain some headshot damage for every 100,000 armor that we have. And this is going to give us a lot because we have 2 million armor. So we multiply that by 20. So we're going to be getting roughly an extra 45% to 50% headshot damage, which is going to help out as well too. So this build is all around solid. You let me know what you guys think down in the comments, what you would try out, what you would use on the build as well too. We are obviously going to run a Reviver Hive because I play a lot of solo. So we have the Reviver Hive going there. And we are running the Crusader Ballistic Shield. And when we look at this Crusader Ballistic Shield here and we look at our mods, we are running the Shield Health, right? But you can also run the 8%, which is why you want to run the Fire Starter. And also here too, we're running that 5% damage to bonus as well there. And over here, we are running the 4.3%. But once you put on Fire Starter, you can now have that 8% regen. So this is going to help out tremendously. So this is what you want to be able to run. Absolutely shreds out there on the content, with whatever level you're using, especially like the heroics and some of the legendaries. This is your boy JustCMTexx. Once again, hit that like, subscribe, notification bell. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Peace.